Actually, Matt Adams is one of them.
Did John just say it was ridiculous?
It's laughable,
That's exactly
Jack.
what he said. Oh, laughable.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Are we going to go there again?
Yeah, because you haven't explained what you mean when you say that.
Oh,
I could
don't
demonstrate
know, Jack.
what laughable is.
What?
That's laughable.
Oh, well, what does it mean?
I don't know. You have to talk to John about that.
I don't know. I mean, Jack's very famous for saying, I don't know what it means.
Yeah, so what does it mean?
You could keep asking, Jack.
Do you know what you mean by it?
Of course.
Are you not going to answer, John?
No, I decline. Thank you, though.
Oh, is
It's really boring.
this the last man standing
It's
stuff?
just a
again?
comment. It's not important, you know.
You won't tell us what you mean when you say that?
Well, it's certainly an opinion of mine. It's really not that important.
Well, what is that opinion?
That's laughable.
Yeah, what does that mean? Why are you repeating it? We're asking you to define what that is.
Now, if it was a
How you're
statement of
using
fact,
it.
if it's a statement of objective fact, that'd be something different, right, Jack?
Well, what is the statement? What does it mean?
That it's laughable to me.
Hey, John.
Yeah,
just
what
tell
does that
him,
mean?
Just tell him it's a mystery that he's not ready to know yet.
Yeah, and why are you trolling, Matt?
Yeah, maybe it ought to
That's
be
a mystery as
revealed,
well.
Matt, till the appropriate time.
Yeah, so why is it that you don't want to tell us what you mean when you say that?
Because
John has sealed it up until the appropriate time.
There you go, man.
Yeah, so I have a hypothesis as to why you won't tell us.
Fine. I mean, if you want to expound on it, I'm all ears, Jack.
Yeah, but I'm trying to understand why you won't tell us.
Well, I thought you said you had a hypothesis, and
yeah,
but
I
you
have
don't
a
want to tell us?
hypothesis, but if you have an alternative account, right, that might be reason to abandon my hypothesis.
Oh no, you feel free to believe whatever nonsense you want, Jack. You've already opened
when
your
you
mouth
say
to,
feel
and
free,
you've
when
already
you say
opened
feel
your mouth
free,
to
are
look real
you?
foolish.
Wait a minute. When you
look
say
real
feel
foolish
free,
when you make comments.
wait. When you say
about
feel
my
free,
poker language.
when you say feel free, is that
What
an
do you
imperative?
mean? What do you mean,
Is
John?
that
When
an
you talk
imperative?
this way about poker,
I'm
look
glad
real
that
foolish,
you're getting.
Jack.
I'm glad you're getting triggered. So yeah, when you say feel free, is that an imperative?
No, I'm giving you permission, the permission that I think you have.
You're giving me permission that I have? What does that mean?
That I think is God-given, sir. In the sense that I personally am not restricting you.
What does it mean that you're giving me permission that I have?
Unbelievable.
He's giving you permission that someone else gave you, Jack.
I'm literally, right, explaining it to you, but you seem triggered to be interrupting me. You ask a question, and when I'm answering you,
you weren't
listening.
answering it. What does it mean to give me permission that I have?
I literally was about telling you, sir, and you cut me off. So you don't get that second opportunity.
You weren't.
You will see in the replay.
Is this
you
the
will
last
notice
man standing?
that I was
Is this the last man
explaining
standing
to you your
thing?
very question.
Is this the last man standing thing again?
I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah, I think you're the last man standing here. Dodging questions, right? Refusing to answer.
Somebody seems butthurt about something. He's just coming at me like a bunch of people came at me after the Q&A
so when
session.
John, you seem like the butthurt one, John.
I'm surprised I didn't see you there.
So
at
when
the
I
Q&A session.
Is this about the
I
debate the other night?
When I asked you what you meant and you refused to answer, that doesn't seem to be butthurt? Doesn't seem like you're butthurt?
I think you're butthurt.
When you refuse to answer?
I'll say that, Jack. I think you're butthurt right here, right now. When you start to talk
about,
what do you mean by laughable? I mean, is it really
but what I'm wondering is
it really significant? I mean, when you go, hey, Tom, do you think he's speaking like this about poker because he wants to...
John is hella triggered right now, guys. John is hella triggered.
Your hypotheses do... Listen, Jack, you might know philosophy, but as far as like some sort of like a behavioral assessments, right? You're clueless. You really are truly clueless. You're out of your depth. You're out of your league, sir. and
Yeah,
leave the speculation to the
and I should
trained
and
professionals if that is something
and
you might want to consider.
and is that a claim you can support?
Based upon the falsity of and being exposed and told, no, that's not it, Jack. No, that's not it, Jack. No, that's not it, Jack. I think there's a clear track
Wait,
record of
sorry,
your
Would
inability to provide accurate assessments.
would saying that no,
But
that's not it,
thank
would
you
that
for telling us
establish
you have a hypothesis.
would saying that no, that's not it, establish that my hypotheses were false?
I don't even know your hypothesis, sir.
Sorry, that wasn't a question I asked you. I asked you if you could support the claim that I was clueless, and you said, yeah, the number of times that people said, no, that's not it, no, that's not
an
it.
inductive.
What I'm trying to
That's
understand,
an inductive inference,
what
sir.
I'm trying to, so my question is saying that's, no, that's not it, right? Is that, does that establish that the hypothesis is false?
It establishes
Saying no,
it establishes justification for me to believe the probabilistic conclusion that your
how does it do that?
your hypothesis is likely
How does
nonsense.
it do that? How does it do it?
I just explained it to you, sir.
So here's the problem, right? Somebody offers a hypothesis and somebody else says, no, that's false, right? I don't see why that's reason to think the hypothesis is false. And that's what I'm asking you to explain. Now, did John explain that? Did anybody hear John explain that? Because he just said, oh, I just explained
Oh, yeah, okay. So I was talking poker language to Tom, and you came out of nowhere. There's a lot of poker players on stage. You look like a fool saying, is John saying this and that and that? And Tom says, no, that's standard language, Jack. And you didn't protest it, but it seems to be you're questioning what Tom said, which is actually anyone who plays poker, it's obvious, Jack. And
I was questioning what Tom said?
As a person who has played poker, to me, I could tell Tom plays a lot of poker. Not only so he knows the lingo, the etiquette, the language. It's clear to me. Joe Vaughn does as well. I don't know if he's on stage. But it seems to me that there's a lot of people. Detroyer, he's another one. Right? There's a lot of people that know the but you are completely ignorant. And when you ask these questions, that you were told, you didn't debate. But now you're asking me, how do we know that what Tom was saying was accurate? Is this really the question here?
No.
Wait, what do I know?
No,
what do I know? I don't know that.
I'm prepared to grant that what Tom said was accurate. Now, what is the proportion of hypotheses that I have been mistaken about in that way, right? That would count as inductive evidence toward the claim that I was clueless. What proportion was that example?
In the past year or so, Jack, I've been just plainly observing, right? What
I didn't ask you that. I didn't ask you that.
May I even finish?
Asked you. No, I asked you if you could support the
I'll
claim.
tell you what. If you're not going to let me
you're going to run away? Are you going to run away?
No,
so you're going to be the last. You're going to be the last man standing.
You have no credibility whatsoever in the conversation.
Right. So I didn't ask you.
Listen,
I didn't ask you to repeat your opinion.
Is sincere or not, and you can wait for an answer or not.
I didn't ask you to repeat your opinion.
But if you're
no,
so
I wasn't interested.
You have to interrupt people and want to justify
I'll tell you why I'm interrupting you. I'll tell you why I'm interrupting you.
I don't really care why you're
Great. Well, that's
interrupting.
I don't mind.
As long as you acknowledge you're interrupting, fine.
I don't mind that you don't care.
As long as you
I don't mind that
you're interrupting, that's also fine.
So what I asked for was whether you could support the claim. And you telling me that you have observed me be mistaken on numerous occasions, right, which is what you were about to say, right, is not actually support for the claim, right? So all you've done is cite one example, right, where I made a hypothesis that was false. And that's the best you could do to support the claim that I'm clueless when it comes to psychological hypotheses, right? Now, I don't know how one example counts as inductive support, right? Particularly since you weren't able to establish what proportion that is of the hypotheses that I've forwarded, right? So if I forwarded 1,000 hypotheses, right, and one were false, it doesn't seem like you have a strong inductive case there, right? And you telling me that
you
telling me you telling me
you telling
me that your opinion is that I've consistently mistaken is not support for the hypothesis, right? So if you've got something better than that, last man standing, I'd be interested to hear it.
Well, I don't think you're interested because what you responded to is absolute nonsense. What you supposed I was talking about was nowhere near what I was going to say, and so you just made yourself look like a fool once again, sir. And so I declined further conversation. I was not talking about anecdotal. There you go again.
So
I was
last
not
man
talking about
standing.
anecdotal,
So
sir,
last
of what
man
you
standing.
said. One example which represents an anecdotal situation.
So last man standing, you don't have support for the hypothesis?
My argument is a probabilistic one based upon induction, sir, not an anecdotal fallacy.
Last man standing, do you have support for the hypothesis? Last man standing? Now, does that look like a last man standing to you guys? Does John look like he's the last man standing there to you guys? Is anybody here?
Yeah. No.
I'll tell you what, you have permission to feel
He's run away.
that I am avoiding some sort of point that you're making.
Does anybody know what John means by permission there?
I got no idea.
Anybody know what he's talking about? No.
It's almost like
John,
he
what do you
caught
mean by
himself.
permission?
You know, Jack, I think it's almost like he caught himself halfway through. Like he wanted to say, I'm giving you this permission, and then he realized, oh, it was something from God, and then he had to walk it back like mid-sentence.
Here comes the spin. I mean, it's just, that's the fun
I mean, that's the only way I could, like, that's the only way
Are you entering the ring again, John? You entering the ring again, John?
You just don't know how you make a probabilistic argument from one data point, John. I mean, that doesn't seem right.
You actually think that's what I was doing, B-Now? Are you kidding me, sir? This is what the false accusation of dishonest people who cut them off and pretend and orate about what the person's about to do.
John, that's what you did. That's what you did. You did exactly what Ninja said. Exactly what Ninja said. You said you're giving him permission. Then you said what you meant by you're giving him permission is that you're giving him permission that was already given to him by God? I don't understand.
No, that's not what I said, sir.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure that one out. So how is it that you're giving me permission that I already have? Explain that. Oh, the last man standing once again.
Is it a figure of speech or something?
No, I certainly wasn't talking something about like what Sartre would say. That's not the freedom I'm giving.
Yeah, and so what is it? Last man standing.
The first man sitting.
First man sitting.
I'm not even sure why John attacked me. I thought
a lot of
a very
people,
charitable
Max, I tell you
assessment
what,
there.
I mean, I think I'm better off.
That's how I feel, Ninjas, right? Is every time I try to give a charitable interpretation of John, he'll say I'm a liar. He'll just say you're lying.
You are not charitable at all, Javon. I mean, you actually admitted to me that you deliberately make these false accusations about what people are thinking just to trigger them, just to get a response.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, I admit that sometimes you also wait, John. You admit that you sometimes purposely say things just to piss people off, right? You do that?
Not in the way that you're characterizing right now. So you're.
But you do it, right?
Yes.
You do it, right?
Have I done it? Yes. Have I done it deliberately?
All right, so we can just throw away everything you're saying. Thank you.
Do I do it habitually? Absolutely not. You do.
Wait,
you do it way more than I do.
You do it habitually, Jovan?
I certainly don't.